Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel for what is to be probably the greatest unboxing video that I will be doing at least till today, at least up to date. I can't speak for the future, but till this very moment, this is probably one of my most exciting and greatest unboxing videos that I'm going to be doing. So you guys have read the thumbnail, you guys have read who it's going to be, so without further ado, why don't we unbox this lovely lady? Alright people, I'm super excited. I hope you all are super excited for this unboxing video. But before we unbox, I have to, for this very specific girl, I really have to do a little bit of backstory, or maybe a lot of backstory. So for those of you that don't want to hear the backstory behind this girl, you can skip to the actual unboxing. I will actually put, for the first time ever, a timestamp right up here of when the actual unboxing will take place. So you can just fast forward to that timestamp, and at that point, the box will most likely already be open, or at least it'll be at the point where I'm starting to open the box. So without further ado, here comes the story. So for those of you that don't know, I've mentioned this a lot in panels when I go to conventions, but I don't think I've ever mentioned it on my YouTube channel. When I first got into dolls, I didn't like, I wasn't a doll collector, from birth. I've been a very big car guy. I was a lot into cars, like actual cars. I owned quite a few of them back in the day. Since sold all of them when I got married and had kids, but I got back into anime. And one day I was searching for anime goods, and at the time, my favorite anime at the time was Sword Art Online. And I was looking for a statue of Asuna because I wanted an Asuna statue to put in my display case. And Google search has brought me upon the Dollfie Dream Asuna from Sword Art Online. And you know what, to be quite honest, at first, I didn't know what to think. I was kind of conflicted. At first, I was like, that's okay, that's cool, but it's a doll. I don't collect dolls, I don't play with dolls, whatever. But I'm a curious person by nature, so I wanted to know more about them. I was like, since how long has these dolls been around? Like, is this something I never knew about, etc., etc., etc. But after doing a lot of research, more research than I cared to admit at the time, and looking at tons of pictures of Asuna's Dollfie Dream, and seeing an unboxing video of Asuna, which I believe is probably over 1 million hits now. If you haven't seen it, I'll put it in the description down below. But I actually fell in love with Asuna. She was my first love, and she is the doll that got me into this hobby. She is essentially the one that started it all. I wouldn't have this YouTube channel if it wasn't for Asuna. I wouldn't be going to conventions talking about dolls. I wouldn't have met, people from Volks. I wouldn't have met Danny Chu and his staff. I wouldn't have been, going to conventions and met so many of you in person. All of it has stemmed because of seeing this one doll online through a Google search. Hopefully, I've been doing this YouTube channel for a while. Hopefully my videos maybe have done the same for you. Maybe I unboxed something that you saw on my channel and it has spurred a spark or ignited a spark in you that has turned you on to this hobby. But for me, it is this doll right here. This is the doll that started everything. And she is my grail. And the funny thing is that she's not my first doll, because she was released a long time ago. It was before I got into the hobby. So I got into the hobby like around 2013. I think she was 2011 or 2012. I don't really remember. You could probably just Google it and see when her release date was, but it was before I got into the hobby. So she was already sold out. And in the early stages of me being in the hobby, I didn't know about the secondhand market. I didn't know where to look to get anything. And at that time, my favorite character of all time before Asuna was Cheryl Gnome, and at that time when I got into the hobby, Cheryl Gnome was up for pre-order. So Cheryl Gnome was my second doll. My first doll was actually Momo, but Cheryl Gnome was my first quote-unquote Grail. And then I just fell in love with the hobby, and everything, went downwards from there. But because everything just kind of happened at a landslide, it was just one thing to another thing to another thing, I just never really gotten around to finding Asuna. And when I did start searching for her, because I wanted my Grail, she was nowhere to be found. She was sold out everywhere. I couldn't find her on the secondhand market. I couldn't even, and I did find her, actually, I should retract that. I did find her on the secondhand market, but it's heavily damaged, heavily stained, didn't come with her outfit or anything, and I just wasn't willing to do that. So, after all these years, I've been waiting and waiting and waiting since 2013, been waiting to get her. And when I went to Japan in 2019, I saw her for sale in the store, and I didn't bite the bullet. And I didn't bite the bullet because of a couple of reasons. I spent a lot of money to go to Japan already. I wasn't ready to spend the money to get her because she was quite expensive in store. So I figured, well, there's one available. I can always get her online later through that store and still purchase her that way, and hopefully she'll still be there. Well, push comes to shove, I get back from Japan, I save up some money, I go look online, she's gone. She's nowhere to be found again. Can't find her. Now, this video wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for my really good friends at Potpourri on Instagram and Twitter, who actually found her for me and notified me that she was available, and I just had to pull the trigger. I didn't really have the funds to get her at this point in time, but I figured if I didn't do it now, I don't know how long I would have to wait to get her again. And she's not used. She's brand new, unopened, according to the website. So where we bought her, or where I got her, was at a store called Mandarake in Japan. And that's where I saw her. I saw her at Mandarake in Shibuya, and I just didn't bite the bullet. But she showed up on Mandarake. Here's the box. She showed up on Mandarake in Akihabara, and I just bit the bullet, and I just got her. So here she is. According to the website, she's brand new, unused. So I'm super excited. So we are going to get to the unboxing. That was like the really long backstory. What time are we at? I spent a lot of time on that backstory, so hopefully you guys didn't fall asleep. But we are going to open her up. So first of all, this is the Mandarake box. I'm a little worried because, as you can see here, it's really dented in. It really got smushed. It got smushed hardcore. But not only that, on this side, it's broken. So as you can see, it's actually broken into. I can actually fit my finger into there and touch the box. So I'm a little worried about that. And then on this side of the box, over here, you can see there's a big dent in the box too. So I'm super worried. I'm hoping everything is okay. If anything, it's just the outer box that is damaged, which Mandarake said on their website that the box is a little damaged anyway. So we're going to see to the extent of that. So for those of you that skipped ahead or skipped forward in the timeline, now we're back. We're actually going to open the doll. You missed the backstory because you skipped it, but whatever. You're going to like this video anyways because this is a very special lady. So without further ado, let's actually and finally open this box. So I'm going to cut here on the side, cut here on the side. So because I just bought her in a hurry, I didn't get time to prepare. Normally when I prepare for a new doll, I buy a bodysuit ahead of time, I buy a stand ahead of time, and I buy a wig cap. I don't have a wig cap, I don't have a stand. I had to steal one from my other girls. They're just pretty much just sitting right now on the floor because I don't have a stand for her. And my friend that helped me find her at Potpourri at Twitter and Instagram actually gave me one of her brand new bodysuits that I can use at least for the time being, and I owe her one. So I will get you another one. But yeah, so at least I have a bodysuit, and I stole a stand from one of my other girls. So we do have something to put Asuna on. Let's see. Wow, they really taped up this box. Here we go. Here we go. Moment of truth. Oh boy. We're opening her up so excited. So excited. Alright. So there is, as you can see, packing paper in here. I have no time to really fold anything. I really want to just... Oh! Okay, so this paper is stuck underneath her box. But this looks good. She's pretty well padded with the paper in here. I'm assuming the box is not that damaged. This looks good. The box is still looking good, people. Okay, so we are gonna take her out. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We got her. We got her. Alright, nothing else in the box. We're just going to throw that to the side because of excitement, right? The box actually looks in pretty decent shape. And because Asuna is pretty old, she was released a long time ago. Like I said, probably 10 years or just shy of 10 years from now. I really wish I looked up the date before I did the unboxing, but she came in and I was way too excited. So I just set up my camera and everything, and I'm just doing this now. Without any prior research of when her actual date was, you know, or specifications or anything. Oh my gosh, they really taped her up good, which is great, because then I know she's pretty protected. There's a lot of bubble wrap on here. Oh man, so excited. So excited. This is probably how excited I'm going to be when I have to unbox Y'shtola a year from now. And depending when you guys are watching this video, there might already be an Y'shtola unboxing. Who knows? I don't know when you guys are going to watch this, but... Oh, she looks so good. This box is so good. Oh, wow. You could tell it's pretty old. You could like, okay, so you know how like when you have plastic and you have really old plastic and has not mildew, but it has like this feeling on it that's not like shiny and new and slippery. It's kind of like that. It's like you could feel it's like a little worn. You could feel that there was some dust on here from storage. But other than that, it seems to look okay so far. I'm not sure where the damage is, because the website did say that the package was damaged. So let's see. I'm gonna slide this out here. Also, because Asuna is an older doll, it's got this, I don't want to say older packaging, but compared to Skahat Scotty's packaging, this is going back old school to the way it used to be. The way packaging used to be set up. Alright. So, from checking the box, there is no real visible damage. I mean, this box is pretty pristine. Pretty pristine. I mean, if I really were to nitpick on the bottom half of this box, I don't know if you guys can see it there. It's a little bit indented, like right here on this bottom corner, and then right here it's slightly indented over here, and then on the upper right hand corner over here, I don't know, can you see it? It's a little indented here in this corner, but that's it. Just like small little indents, not even really anything big. So this is fantastic. I was worried when they said there was a damaged package because I didn't know how damaged, but this looks pretty good. So here we go, a little overview. Here's her box. This is the front of the box. Now the side of the box has the little Volks symbol. Let me see, is it on the other side? No. So you have the little warning sticker or fragile sticker. The light is kind of shining on it. It's not really visible. And then the Volks emblem on the side right here. Alright, and on the bottom it looks like she has a little sticker. Oh, focus on the box, please. Focus on the box. There you go. So she has a little sticker on the bottom of the box. Yeah, so good. So let's open the sleeve, because this is a sleeve. As you can see here, it's a sleeve, so we're going to take the sleeve off. Ooh. All right, sleeve off. I have been waiting for this moment for so long. I've seen other unboxings. It's finally time for my own. Now, I'm not really sure about the new vinyl smell. It does kind of smell a little like musty inside the box, so it's a little old. So hopefully she doesn't have like, hopefully her vinyl body is not like smelly, like from wherever it was stored. She's also, yeah, she's missing a bra strap. So one of these straps is supposed to hold her legs in, which it's not. And then the other one is still wrapped on her body. So let's open up the ribbon. There we go. Oh. Oh, she looks so good. She looks so good. Let me see. I'm just checking the bottom of her feet for any staining. Because you never know. I mean, they say new and unopened, but it is secondhand. So you never know if somebody actually did open her or not. I have no idea. But so far, she looks in pristine condition. So before I take her out of the bag, let's take out the accessories, right? So always inside these boxes, there's a little tray. Take out the tray. Oh, it looks good. All right, so we have her little instruction booklet. We're going to go over all the things that come in the box in depth, but we're just going to take things out for now. So her little instruction booklet, we're going to put that off to the side. And then her outfit. Oh, you could see it like it feels like a little, oh, you can yeah, it's dusty. There's dust. There's dust in here. Now see, if it was unopened and unused, there wouldn't be dust inside the box. Or at least I assume there's not dust inside the box. But there's a lot of dust on this bag for her outfit. Which means it must have been sitting somewhere for a while on a shelf. But visibly, it doesn't look worn. But we're going to go over that. Oof. We're going to go over that in a bit. Actually, I need to clean my hands before I handle the doll. Because that's a lot of dust. It's a little musty, too. Alright, so we have her wig. Her wig's in here. It doesn't look worn, but it definitely looks a little frizzy, I guess from age. Who knows? We're going to get to that when we do the unboxing. Then her accessories, right? So let's check out how the condition of these accessories are. If I can figure out how to open a box. How are we looking on time? Okay. Because the camera's going to auto shut off at a certain time. This really is stuck. There we go. Okay. Alright, so the accessories in here, her breastplate, her belt. It looks unused. I mean, the tape, the original packaging in the tape, you can tell it's original because the tape is yellowing. The tape is yellowing. So if it was like used and they put a brand new tape, it wouldn't be yellowed. It really doesn't look like it was used at all. It really does look brand new. It's just for some reason, even though it's brand new, there's a lot of dust. A lot of dust. I'm getting a little musty from all the dust on this product. Okay, put that off to the side. Then this next one over here should be her sword. Ugh. Her sword. Oh yeah. Here's the sword. That's her sword. It looks good. We're gonna do a thorough inspection when we do the close-up. So for now, we're just checking to make sure everything is in here. Alright, so that's good. So we are going to put this inside, in here, put the tray back, and we're going to check out Asuna herself. Oh my goodness. There's just stuff everywhere. Excuse me. The dust. I'm telling you. Okay. So here's Asuna herself. Now, it doesn't look like to me that there is a lot of dust on the plastic of the doll. So I don't know how the clothing and accessories got dust because that stuff is underneath the doll. But the plastic that's around the doll has no dust on it. No nothing. So we are going to take a pause here before I actually open her up real quick because my hands are filthy of dust and I do not want to handle the doll with that. So we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to go wash my hands and we'll be right back. Alright everybody, so I am back. I washed my hands. It's really gross when you think about it because what is dust other than dead skin from another person? So I was really inhaling another person. It's really weird when you think about it that way. But let's get to the let's get to the opening. So here's Asuna. We are gonna take her out of the plastic. Oh boy. Now, question is she really new? Like it says, new and unused, right? So I can tell from the touch. So for those of you that are unfamiliar, or for those of you that are familiar, you'll know this, or you won't. So for those of you that are familiar, let's do that first. When you touch a brand new doll, at least a Dollfie Dream doll, they kind of have this very soft, velvety, smooth feeling. And if and you'll know this. So for those of you that don't know it, I'm describing it to you. It has this soft, velvety, smooth feeling. Now, if it's a used doll that hasn't been taken care of, then it won't have that feeling. It would feel more like plastic. It's a little harder, a lot smoother. It doesn't have that velvety feel to it. So, for all intents and purposes, it feels brand new, just as advertised. It feels like brand new vinyl. I don't see any visible staining whatsoever. I don't see any damages, from either wear and tear or playing with the doll. Doesn't look like there's any damages. And the back of her head does have the proper markings, or what I believe to be the proper markings for an official product, so it's not like it's a knockoff or anything like that. But Mandarake is very good at checking their products. They don't carry any knockoffs, at least none that I know of, that has gotten past their quality control. So, pretty good. She looks good. And she sort of has the new doll smell, but it's like new doll smell mixed with kind of like old must. So, hey, I wanted a brand new doll. This is as brand new as it's gonna get. I mean, she's pretty old, so she's not gonna have the brand new smell as she's been sitting in that box for years, but who knows? Who knows? I don't know. Have any of you ever unboxed a doll that's super old that was advertised as brand new that actually came out brand new? Brand new? This is as new as it will get. So let me see. I'm going to bring her up to the camera. Look at that face. Look at her face. Oh, she looks so good. So we're going to do a close-up on her, but I just wanted to give you that quick look. And the back of her head, I don't know if you could see it here. It has the Volks stamp on the back. So says here Volks 2013, so my math was a little off, I guess. I did start in 2013, but she must have been released right before I started in the hobby. So yeah, that's that. Alright, she looks really good. So for this next part, as always, we are going to do a close-up video of her face. Check out the angles of her face and just her makeup and everything. So let's do that. We're going to move over to the smaller camera and go. Okay, everybody, so here we are on the smaller camera. We are up close and personal with Asuna. This is the first head-on view. Now, I love it. Look at her makeup. Now, you could tell from the makeup on her face that it's definitely an older doll. There has been an evolution on how they do the makeup on Dollfie Dreams. You know, with time, you know, obviously they learn new things, they get better at things just like anybody else. And you could see it's very basic for her eye makeup compared to some of the newer dolls. Especially if you watch my Skaha Scotty video, you can see the difference in the makeup already. Very different on how it's done, and it's a little bit more basic with Asuna. And her eyes are very, very cute. I love the auburn eyes. And her mouth is also very different. The way they did her lips, it's a little bit more glossy than the newer dolls, at least from what I can tell. I mean, this is all like first impression basis. From what I remember with a lot of my other dolls, Asuna's lipstick looks a little bit more glossy, in my opinion. Correct me if I'm wrong. Put it down in the comments section down below. But yeah, and then her cheeks are very rosy, which is very cute. I do like it. It's almost like orange, a little bit more orange than it is rose kind of blush. Very cute. So let's do the head analysis, so to speak. So this is Asuna looking straight at you. This is a head-on view. Looks very good. Stares at you very nicely. Now let's do the overhead view. Not too bad. It looks like she still kind of tracks. She looks up, so that'll be good for photos if she's looking up at you. Now, how about from below? Not so much, but it kind of does. A little bit. It kind of tracks. You can make the argument that she's looking down a little bit. Now on the left side of her face, so we're going to track to the left. We're going to lose some of the light. Okay. Yeah, it looks like she follows you to the left too. Not too bad. Left and above. Yep. Left and down. Not so much left and down. So let's go back. All right, so we're back to the head-on view. Now to the right side of her face. So we're going to move on to the right. She tracks a little bit. And then up and right, not so much. And lower right, not at all. I see a theme. I don't know if it's just me, but I'm seeing a theme where like the left side of the face of these dolls seem to track better with the eyes than the right side of the face. Yeah, so that's pretty much how she tracks. Head-on view is good, above is good, below is good, and the left side of her face is pretty good on all respects. Right side of her face, not as much. But yeah, that's her in a nutshell. She is on the flesh body color skin. Now, as for her body, because she is fairly old, I don't know if she's actually the DD3 body. I assume she is. I'm assuming she's the DD3 body, but not the F3. F3 was very new. So I think she is DD3. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section down below, but I think she is the DD3 body, probably the beginning of DD3 as well. I don't believe she's a DD2. I could be mistaken. Maybe some of you guys know. Let me know in the comment section down below. But I don't believe she's a DD2. I'm assuming DD3. The joints on her body kind of look DD3-ish type joints. But we'll have to wait and see and look at that after the video. I'll go check out that information. I'll probably put the right body type in the description down below. So let's move on to the accessories. So let's do the accessories. All right, everybody, welcome back. We are going to be doing the accessories close-up. So here is the little instruction booklet that comes with the doll. So we are gonna open this up. That's weird. It's kind of like hot glued on or something. We're just gonna have to Rambo tear this thing to open this thing up. All right. I'm not reselling this doll or anything, so I don't care. I'm tearing this open. All right. So here is her little nifty picture. On the back side, you're going to see it's going to show her all the items that she's supposed to come with. And that's her picture all assembled and everything. So Very cool stuff. I don't know what this white thing is supposed to be that's up here. I have no idea, but that's actually printed on the paper. And then all dolls that you buy will come with this magazine. This is an older magazine, so it probably doesn't have all the cool up-to-date stuff with the DDF3 body or the newer standard model girl, so that's not on there. So moving on. Next is her wig. This is the wig I was telling you about. It looks like, when you look down here, it looks a little frizzy. Looks like her hair is a little frizzy from storage. I don't know where it was kept, but it may have been kept in a hot climate because it looks a little frizzy. I'm not going to take it out of the box now because I'll just talk about it when I actually dress her up. It's not really a point of really cool stuff. Then here comes the accessories. Now, this accessory thing is really dusty. Really dusty. I don't know if it comes out on film, but this is incredibly dusty. So we're going to move this off to the side and pull out the pieces one by one. So I don't get dust all over the place. Alright. I know you guys are not seeing anything but ASMR. You can hear it. I'm opening up the package off camera. Hold on a second. Alright, here we go. So, all the stuff on the outer side of the basket or the bag is dusty. And now, here's all the inner stuff. So, let's do all these smaller things first. Look at this gel pack, man. The gel pack is even like orange yellowish. It's pretty old. Alright, so first up here is her bra. Looks pretty good. Oh, I'm holding it upside down. Silly guys don't know anything. Looks pretty good. The bow is nice. Everything is nice. It doesn't look like it's been used. Like I said, looks pretty brand new. And the packaging I opened up still has the original tape. It was still, the tape was like yellow. So here's the little hook. So it hooks onto here like that. Everything is still copacetic. Still looks new as advertised. Here is the panties. These are very cute. It is your standard white panties, but it does have the little nice lavender bows on the side. So it's a little better than your standard ones. And then we have her sleeves. Let's do the sleeves. So these are the sleeves, and there is no yellowing. It looks brand new. It's very white. It has like a little residue, but I think that residue is from the bag. I don't think it's from the clothes itself. Like, I'm feeling a little residue. But it doesn't look worn. You could see here, there's no yellowing on the edge. There's no yellowing at all on the clothing. If it was worn and displayed, there might be some yellowing depending on where it was displayed. But the arm sleeves look pretty good. Pretty clean. I don't see any issues as of yet. No staining, no nothing. And the great thing about this outfit is it's white, so I don't have to worry about staining. Well, at least from the red, which you'll see here. There is some red here on the leggings. There is no inner lining for that, so that red here will probably stain the thigh. It's a good thing I have a bodysuit from my friend Potpourri, so that's nice. But you can also see here, doesn't look worn at all. Still looks brand new for her leggings. Alright, the other leggings, yep. They look pretty good. Still brand new and white. I'm really excited about this. So far as advertised. Also here the belt. The belt is unused. There's no creases in the belt from being used. Like, there's no cracking on it from being displayed and left out in the elements. So far, pretty good stuff. No yellowing, still bright white. So this is a win-win, man. For such an older doll, to find a brand new unopened one is pretty rare. Although the dust is a little suspect. Where is that dust coming from? So here we go. We're going to open up the skirt here. Let's see if the skirt is white lined. I doubt it though. So here's her skirt. It looks like it's a little. Nope. Fake out. So it's a little. It's a little. We're going to open this up. So here we go. So it's white lined on the inside, except for this little edge here, but hopefully that doesn't touch the doll. But then on the back side, it's not white lined right where the buttons are. So that could stain. Again, we have a bodysuit, so not worried too much about it. The underside, you can see the little white lined skirt doesn't go all the way through to cover all of the red, but that's pretty good protection for an older doll. Not too bad. And here is her, I don't know what to call this. It's kind of like a holster that kind of goes around her arms and down her back. This definitely does look unused. It's very much so folded from sitting in the original packaging in its original fold. So very happy so far. Very happy. This is all unused and untouched as advertised. Now here's the actual dress. This is her white dress. As you can see, it's still brand new. It's a recurring theme. I know. I say it all the time, but I just want to really make sure it is brand new. Because you never know with secondhand. But again, Mandarake is really good with their secondhand stuff. Like, when they say it's brand new, they really mean it. White lining on the inside of the dress. All throughout the insides. Let me see. There is the buttons here. I'm gonna unbutton the chest part of the dress. Okay. This is the inner side. Once you unbutton the front part of the dress, there is another inner side. There's another inner side to it, which is held on by hooks. It looks like, yeah, there's quite a few hooks that hook around onto the front. And it looks like the whole inside is white line. I mean, the dress itself is white, but the whole inside is white line. The only thing that's suspect is around the collar. There is red here around the collar, but again, we do have a bodysuit, so that will mitigate the staining or any staining that may happen. And that is the front of the dress. Let's see the back. The back side, very nice. Still very much so white, very much so unused. I'm super happy about this. Super happy about this. Let's check the accessories. We're going to move that off to the side. Alright, so for this box here, in the first box, this is the armor pieces, plus her feet, which I'll get into. That's a very interesting thing about this doll. I'm going to open this up. We got all the pieces. Alright. So, the first piece here, this is the chest plate. I don't know if this is going to come out in video, but this is older tape. It's a little yellowing, so it's pretty good. Take that out. Looks good so far. This is the breastplate. Let's see. I'm gonna open it somewhere here. Oh, here. There's the tape. Looks really good. Really good. No dents. No discoloring. The inside. Yep, pretty good. So that's the breastplate. And then we have this here, which is the belt. Or is it the belt? Oh no, it's the back side of the breastplate. Alright, so hold on. So this is the back side of the breastplate, so I assume it just kind of plugs into here. Let's see. Let's try it out. Oh, I can't get it to work now. Oh, maybe I have the wrong side. There we go. Yeah, I had the wrong side. There you go. Hooks in just like that. And on the other side. Alright, so it is important to note, this is actually not hard plastic. This is actually vinyl itself. It's squeezable, it's malleable. It's not like hard. Not like Jeanne d'Arc, her breastplate was super hard plastic. This is different. So this is nice. Now, the thing I think is interesting with Asuna is that she actually has, for her feet, instead of shoes that you put on, it's a whole foot. So her shoe is an entire foot in and of itself. So let's open this up. Alright, put that over to the side. Take off the tape. Wow, that tape is really yellow. Alright, so there's her foot. So as you saw earlier, she has the Dollfie Dream feet, but then she has these feet, which has her shoes on there, and it doesn't look... Oh, okay, so it moves here. Like this part moves, but the actual foot itself does not move at all forwards or backwards. So it's just going to all be from this one pivot joint inside the shoe. Okay, so that's one shoe. Let's open up the other one. I'm going to open it up off camera just to make it quicker because it takes longer to open it while I'm in front of the camera screen. All right. Very musty smell. It definitely has been sitting in storage somewhere. It has very musty kind of smell, like it was sitting in a basement maybe, or an attic. So there's the shoes. Very nice, very nice. So that's the one thing I think was interesting about Asuna. Instead of shoes, it's actual whole foot pieces that you just replace on the doll. Very interesting. So we're going to put that off to the side. And then the last accessory, of course, is her sword. We're going to open up the sword now. I'm going to do it off camera. So here we go. It's the sword. Sorry, this is the only view that I have available. So you won't be able to see the whole sword in its entire... what's it called? It's an entire length. Because of the way my camera setup is in this very small office of mine. So here's the sword. There's the tip of the sword, and when you get to the hilt, very nice detail. Very nice. Oh, it looks so awesome. Look at that detail. Ugh. And then you have the sheath. So there's the top of the sheath all the way down to the bottom of the sheath. And it does work. So I just don't know which side is which. I'm assuming like this. So I'm going to put this in. Did I get that right? Nope, maybe it goes the other way. No, definitely does not go that way. So this smaller or lower half definitely goes on the other way from the blue. There we go. So that's in there. Very nice. I do like the sword. Super cool. Just like Jeanne d'Arc's sword. It's very nice, very highly detailed. So that's everything that comes in the box. So let's go back to the main camera. All right, everybody, we are back to the main camera. I have Asuna back. I'm going to pick her up from the plastic. So she's still laying on the plastic. And that's because my hands are filthy from all the dust that was on that packaging, man. I'm just like a little confused about this packaging. The box had no dust on it, but then staff could have cleaned it up, right? But the bag over the box, the bag over the box was dusty and it felt old. The box itself was super clean. The doll is super clean. But then the accessories and the clothes that were under the doll was full of dust. So I'm a little confused as to what happened with this doll. Like, my only theory is that it wasn't a complete doll. Like, the doll was brand new but was missing the accessories. The accessories were probably on display for sale as a separate item, collecting dust in a display case. And then I guess they figured they couldn't sell them separately, as like the doll separate and then the accessories separate. So then they just put it all in one package and sold it as one package. That's my assumption. But everything is new. I checked over it. Everything is new. It's just a little sus, you know? Where is the dust coming from? Maybe you guys know. Let me know in the comment section down below how dust gets inside under the doll, but not anywhere on the doll. But then nothing on the box, but then a whole bunch of dust on the plastic over the box. I'm a little confused on how that happened. But I'm not going to complain that much because when push comes to shove, at the end of the day, it's still a brand new doll, and all the accessories and clothing are still brand new and in really good condition. So for all intents and purposes, it's still a brand new doll. It's just old and smells a little musty. She definitely smells a little musty. So we're gonna hopefully air her out for a while so that get rid of some of that must smell. But it's not mildew smell, it's just musty. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. Now, normally at this point, I would do a time-lapse dressing up of the doll. I'm just really excited to see her in her outfit, so no time-lapse today. I do apologize for those that were looking forward to a time-lapse. But if you want to watch a time-lapse of dressing her up, I suggest you watch the original video that got me into this hobby, that made me fall in love with Asuna. I will put the link in the description down below. So without further ado, I'm going to go dress her up, and we should be back with some YouTube magic, and you're going to see her all in her glory. Alright everybody, we are now back, and Asuna is all dressed up in her outfit, and what a lovely outfit it is. It is, how do I describe? So, all of the outfits from Volks for anime collaborated characters are pretty much true to their original source. Now, some might argue that some outfits are not, like, for instance, Anastasia or the Idolmaster girls, relatively. I'm not really sure where the outfits came from. I know that they're the concert outfits, but I don't particularly remember when they were wearing those particular outfits. But maybe they are somewhere in a game or a manga or something, but it's just not something I saw. But anyways, all the outfits are pretty true to their original source. But I have to say that Asuna's outfit is really, really close to the original. Now, you could argue there are some minute details that are a little off, that are not exactly 100%, and you would be correct. It's not 100%, but it's pretty close to the original on what she's supposed to look like from the source material. And I think that's pretty awesome. So let's delve into pros and cons, right? So pro is always going to be, number one pro is she's beautiful. She's absolutely gorgeous. I don't think I have any girl or have seen somebody else's girl that doesn't look good or beautiful. They all look beautiful. So she's absolutely gorgeous. Other pros. So the wig was not as frizzy as I thought. It just kind of looked that way through the plastic bag that it was in, but it actually... It's a little frizzy, but it actually didn't come out as bad as I thought. It actually is on there pretty well, and it looks really good. I just have to style it a little bit on her bangs to get a little bit more separation, so that you could see a little bit more of her left side as per the source material. And let me see, what else can I say are pros? The outfit, like I said, looks original to its source. That's about it. That's about it. She's pretty. She's gorgeous. She's very anime source accurate as can be. I like that she comes with her breastplate, her sword, and everything. Now the cons. There's a lot more cons than there are pros. It's somewhat disappointing and somewhat understandable. This is my Grail doll, so let's do some cons. So the pro was that she looks awesome and her clothes are close to the original material. Cons, she can't move in them. All these things that are on her, her outfit and everything is so tight. Like, for instance, these sleeves on her arms were so hard to get on, and they are so tight that in the pictures, let me see, in the pictures, like this picture here, you could see her doing 90 degrees and even more. She's doing on her left arm, you could see that here, oh, see that here, her left arm's kind of going a lot more bent. It can't do that. This is the furthest extent that I can bend it with her arms in those sleeves. It is very hard for her to bend her arms. Even if you stretch it to the point where it sounds like it's going to break, because it sounds like you're going to break the fabric, it's so tight that the fabric just pulls her arm back straight again. So it doesn't really hold very well for movement and posing. If you just have her arms straight or a little bit like, you know, just like a little bit bent, it's fine. It comes out fine, not a problem. It does look very source accurate and it looks really good, but it's not movable. Another con is that, biggest con, I was talking about the bodysuit. Here's the bodysuit. She's not wearing it. And that's for a number of reasons. The biggest reason why she's not wearing it is the shoes. So I told you, you have to take off her feet and replace her feet with the other ones, which is her shoes, right? Well, if you have the bodysuit on, right? If you have the bodysuit on, it covers her feet. It covers her feet, so you can't remove the feet once they're in there. And then vice versa, you can't put the feet back on once this is on because it's closed. Now, you could make the argument either A, I could just cut it, right? I'll just cut the tip of this so that it'll work, which maybe would be what I would do. I might cut it. Or you could just cut a small hole and just snake the peg through, but then you would have a little extra fabric hanging out. But even if you had extra fabric, that leads into the other con. Her clothes are so tight on her that when I did put the bodysuit on, before I realized that you can't put the shoes on with the feet because it's a separate piece, it was hard to get her clothes on. Her clothes are so form-fitting to her body that little extra layer of fabric from the bodysuit won't close. Like her chest piece, you know how I showed you when we did a close-up, her chest piece kind of clips in the front, right? There's a bunch of clips. I had such a hard time clipping it to the point where the two top ones don't clip at all. And then this metal plastic breastplate, it doesn't even close. It won't close, it won't clamp or anything with the bodysuit on. The sleeves barely fit on with the bodysuit. It pretty much doesn't bend at all if you manage to even get the sleeves on with the bodysuit. That's another problem. Then, what other problems? The breastplate itself. So the breastplate itself is actually really cool, and I like that it can be malleable, meaning it can bend or in certain ways so to get it to fit around the doll. So there's a lot that you will realize when you unbox a much older doll. There are things that you will realize that Volks has made a lot of advancements in with the newer dolls. For instance, the tightness of the clothes. Nowadays, the clothing on most of the girls, I don't own all of them, but all the girls that I own, the newer the girl is, the more movable they are in their default clothing. For instance, Skahat Scotty. Skahat Scotty's chest piece, like the little part there, I mentioned in the video, was a little tight. But even though it was a little tight, she could fully move and pose. You could move her arms in any direction, so her legs in any directions, her torso can bend, everything can move. But with Asuna, the clothes are so tight and the breastplate is so restricting that once you get it on, if you try to move her or twist her in any direction whatsoever, her breastplate falls off because it comes out of the pegs. They're just pegs that go in like this, and it just kind of like stays in there. Any kind of force trying to pull it apart, it just pops off. So one of the advancements that Volks did that I noticed now that I notice is that with Jeanne d'Arc, if you watch my Jeanne d'Arc unboxing video, her chest plate has magnets in it. So it's actually clamped together by magnets. Now, there is a point to it where if you move around too much, the magnets are not strong enough and the armor falls off. But I find more often than not, the armor stays on pretty well, as opposed to this, where I pretty much can't move her at all, or else it'll pop off. That's a pretty big con, because the breastplate is really nice and looks really good on her. The sword and the belt is fine. Absolutely nothing wrong with the sword or the belt. They all work fine as intended. But it's really hard to even bend her arm to hold the sword in this manner because of the sleeves being so tight on her arms. Another thing I'm worried about is because I can't put a bodysuit on, the neck piece will probably stain. The neck piece will probably stain because of the red. There's no white lining on the inner side of the red. And the knee-high stockings, where the red crosses and the red stitching, there's no white lining on the inside, so that's probably going to stain the body since I don't have a bodysuit on. Now, there are ways of remedying this, which I'm going to try. Since I can't put on a bodysuit, they do have tape. You get the skin-colored body tape, and I can just tape it around her neck on the inside where you can't see the tape, and hopefully it will keep her neck safe. Same thing with the legs. I'll put tape underneath the stockings on the legs, and that should not create a problem for the clothes being too tight because it's only a small area that it's going to be applied to. Anything else? Oh, her feet. So when you remove the feet like this, it has like a hole or a peg that goes into the shin. Now the shin has like a leather peg that goes into this hole for the foot. Now the shoes is designed the same way. You have the shoe and then you have the peg here with a hole in it so that it goes, so the peg in the shin goes into this hole, right? When I removed the foot, the peg that was in the shin came out with the foot. So this actually had the foot just like this, and when I removed it, it had an additional peg this big that came out with it. I don't think that's the way it's supposed to work, but I removed the peg from this foot, put the peg into the shoe, and then put it into the shin. It was a little harder to do that because the hole for the shin was a lot farther up than what I'm used to when you pull the feet off. So that was a little getting used to, but it worked. I got it in. It's not that much of a problem. I just didn't expect that to happen. Another thing with the shoes is that the shoes, how do I explain it better? Hopefully I have B-roll explaining it. But the feet that go into the shoes sit really far back. So like, let's say this is your toes, right? The tip of the shoe. And then your foot usually goes here, right? And where my wrist is your heel. So your foot usually goes up here right by the heel. Well, on these shoes, if your heel is by my wrist and this is the leg, it actually, instead of being here, it's all the way back here. So it's really awkward when she stands because all the leverage is in the very back heel rather than a little bit forward. And it causes some balancing issue. Plus her ankle, sorry, video cut out, I wasn't paying attention with the timer. So all the pressure of her foot is on her way back ankle, which is a little bit harder to have her stand on her own. Plus the ankles are really, really loose. So she can't really stand on her own because of those two things combined. So she really does need a stand, or at least mine needs a stand. That's another advancement that happened with the newer dolls. With the DDF3 system, you can actually tighten those joints so they're not so loose. But with her, I cannot tighten the joints. So one thing I'm thinking about doing is maybe replacing her body with a brand new DDF3 body. And that should work. But because the pegs are different on the DDF3 body, I don't know if her default feet will fit. I'm going to have to take one of my other dolls that are DDF3 and just try to put the shoe on to see if it fits. If it does, great, then it's even better. And then the bust size and everything should be the same. All the proportions really should be similar for the most part, so the outfit should fit. So I may try that on a DDF3 body, considering this is the older DD3. I may do that, I may not. I may leave her in this till she stains and then change her to a new body. As this outfit, as beautiful as it is and as tight as it is, and I already said that it's super tight, it is so hard to get on. Every single piece of this outfit was so difficult to get on. Her leggings were so hard to get on. It was very, very tight. Her sleeves were so hard to get on. The only thing that was easy to get on was this little red piece, the little holster piece. That was very slip on and put in the buttons. That's it. That was very easy. The breastplate kept popping off. I had to find like the exact right place where the breastplate would fit. The belt and the sword obviously had no issues, but the dress by the bust size was so hard to close. The dress, the bra was really tight. It was hard to get the bra on. Actually, this piece might fit better if she didn't have the bra on at all. Like maybe if I took off the bra, then that extra layer of fabric would have made putting the breastplate on and closing the clasps a lot easier. That might be it. But I'm just so used to having the girls wearing their underwear underneath their clothes. And she's obviously wearing her panties. Her panties were kind of tight to get on. But I think that's pretty standard. I had the same problem with Skahatskadi. I really liked her panties, but it was really hard to get on over her hips. It was very hard to get on. But same thing with her. I don't remember having those issues with other dolls. just Skahath and her were really hard to put on. My other girls, I didn't have much of an issue. But anything else? That's about it. Those are the pros and cons of owning Asuna. But I am in no way, shape, or form regretting my purchase. She is my Grail doll. I am so happy to have her. I'm so ecstatic. I want to take more pictures with her outside. The only thing is that because she's not very posable, there are not many poses I can put her into for pictures. So I'll have to get creative to see how I can pose her without having things falling off at random. Also, I'm going to need to buy more doll stands because now I have 2 dolls in my display case that are pretty much just standing on their own without a stand, but they're holding on to other dolls so that they can kind of keep their balance. Definitely need more doll stands. And definitely need to air out Asuna as she smells. She doesn't smell bad, she just smells very, like, old. I don't know, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's not mildew. It's just dust. It's musty. It's musty. I don't know. That's the best way I can describe it. So she needs to air out. She's going to air out for a while. Try and get rid of some of that smell so that she can smell more like, I guess, me or my house. You know how your things smell like whatever you live in, like whatever your house smells like. So anyways, that was like way off topic. She's super pretty. I really like her. I can't wait to take her out to do more photos, and I'm just so happy that I have my Grail doll. It doesn't mean that I will never buy any doll ever again, or it doesn't mean that I will never fall in love with any other doll. It's just, she means a lot to me to finally have her, as she represents the beginning of my journey into collecting dolls and having this channel and meeting all of you, and just this hobby has opened a lot of doors for me, both business wise, speaking with a lot of people in the business, and meeting so many people in the community, in the doll community, whether it's other YouTubers, other Instagrammers, or just people that I meet outdoors in conventions or just at randomly when I'm taking pictures outside. This hobby has been so good to me, and everybody has been so kind. Yeah, it's just, I've never felt this way about a hobby ever before. I've never felt this accepted in a hobby before, and it's just my favorite thing. And the dolls, of course, are very beautiful and they make me happy. But she just means a lot to me in many different forms. Just as a collector, having her because she's pretty rare nowadays is pretty awesome. As a symbol to my career and my entry into the hobby, she means a lot. Like I said, she's the one that made me fall in love with this hobby and get into it. Yeah, just she just means a lot. She really does. And she's one of my favorite characters. Like I said, Cheryl, my Cheryl Gnome is my #1 favorite character of all time. I'm so happy I have her. And Asuna is a pretty close second. She's pretty close second. All my Idol Master girls, I like them. I really like them. But they're not that high on the list. And Sailor Jupiter is pretty high on the list too. And Belle from Disney is pretty high on the list. I hope to have a Volks Belle resin doll when that comes out. So yeah, some of my most favorite characters are being released. And Ishtola's coming out as my favorite video game character. It's just a whole lot of things. And I'm just very blessed that I'm able to participate in this hobby and able to at least afford, to a certain extent, my favorite and my most wanted girls. And she's definitely one I've been eyeing for a while and been trying to get for such a long time. I'm just so happy I have her. She's so lovely. The outfit is a bit of a pain to deal with and pose and put on, but I mean, regardless of the fact, I'm super happy to have her. I can't say that enough. She means just so much to me. But thank you everybody for watching. I hope you liked this video. It was a lot of rambling. It was a lot of backstory. It's a lot of why I like this doll more so than a review of this doll. Although I did do a review, pretty comprehensive, I would say. I'm sure there are some things that I left out that you guys probably have wanted to see. Put it down in the comment section down below. Let me know. Maybe I could fill you guys in another video or in a post or something. But yeah, my Grail is home. She's home. And I know this video is so long and it's very long. I will try my best to put timestamps in the description so you guys don't have to keep searching for a certain area that you want. So I will try my best to put timestamps because I know this video is going to be long. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing her in all her beauty and hearing about all her pros and cons and why I love her, etc., etc., etc. Thank you everybody for watching. As always, I am your host, Shizusan, and my beautiful and lovely Grail, Asuna from Sword Art Online. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you guys in the next video.
This is our time, this is our life. Sometimes all you need is a smile to get by.